Alright, carrying on from my last video where I had to stop because someone was at the door. Okay, here we go. So, we got the flash forward episode with this CERN machine that is firing, of course, as CERN does, causing a collapse. Well, let's just do a go compare here. This is what I was looking for. Right, see, there's the real CERN. You see, it's the same thing. It is CERN, what they're showing you there in the Flash Forward 2009 episode. And this is causing collapse, a mass collapse. And what have I been talking about before this? Before I even saw this episode, I've been talking about syncope, collapse, because all the people who have received a certain thing, which I can't mention, you know, a certain amount of them are collapsing because of, you know what, the ingredients, and I can't mention them anyway, but let's go again. Pulse. It's another pulse. There, bang. Causes a collapse. Syncope. Alright, so I find this very interesting indeed because I was already on it, talking about it before I even saw this episode, this 2009 series. I didn't even spot the Seattle false flag until early 2012, 3 years later. And this is the first time I've ever seen this 2009 series, although I put myself onto it because I remembered one thing from the trailer, people collapsing, which of course had me looking at it and then watching the whole 22 episode series. Pure predictive programming. But alright, so pulse, what gives you your pulse? Your heartbeat. Your heart gives you your pulse. You've had the Orlando pulse, etc. Alright, so let's get back to it. Now there's more. What I was about to say is, bear with me, where is it? Here. You see, this trilogy of films, the second one being angels, right? Messenger, angel, messenger RNA, okay, and demons. And how does it start? It starts at CERN, creating some kind of Lucifer particle, whatever. The point is, you've got your messenger RNA, angel RNA, you've got your CERN again. It plays in somehow, and I don't know. I mean, why would CERN be able to react with the people who have received a certain thing, causing collapse? 5G would be more ubiquitous is the word, all around the world. You know, 5G would be able to do that instead of this place on the French-Swiss border. Look, I don't know. This is just interesting to me. Is there some kind of trigger effect? I better look up that as well. Trigger effect. And of course CERN is based on the pagan god, horned god of course, Cernunnos. You got your corona here, and your key. You got your Saturn hat, Satan. It's all to do with the AC. I've said this from 2012. You know, the phase 3 is the Apollyon seven-headed beast from the sea, according to them. I mean, I don't believe in any of it, right? You know, no, but they do. So that's how I have to look at it. All right. And there's little scare. angels and demons, and again you've got the altered states. I mean, you've got your angel, messenger RNA, and then you've got your death on the right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, and we won't know until later. But the fact that this series shows CERN causing a pulse, causing a mass syncope collapse, and people have been collapsing left, right, and centre already. And then you've got this magnetic thing, this Alice experiment at Alice. Of course, it's all about Alice, and it's a magnetic experiment, magnetic field, Tesla, magnetic solenoid, and you've got this magnetic child video game. You've got other songs from the past talking about magnetic, and then everyone's talking about, oh yeah, people are magnetic now, it's showing up. Is this all supposed to be a trigger effect causing a mass collapse? That would be very interesting indeed, but I just don't know. I don't like to go into, like I was saying in my last video, I don't like to go into theory too much, although I do find this very interesting. If it's in that series, Flash Forward, then it's worth paying attention to. Toronto is all over this series. There was another reference to Toronto in one of those songs that Joseph Feinberg was mentioning. A band standing in front of the CN Tower in Toronto, holding bottles of Corona. And the number 22, of course, because that was the launch date, January the 22nd, 2020, 2222. And Flash Forward earlier on in the series has a 2222 scene. I didn't bother to film that, but yeah, there was your launch date, but the actual operation date was 3/11. Like Fisk said, expect a big operation on 3/11, March the 11th, and sure enough, it came. Corona. That was the day they announced it as a pandemic, and then brought the Bolshevik measures down on everyone, because that's the intention. But there's a secondary intention, which is population control, which is population reduction, which is achieved by a certain thing, which I can't mention. Triggered by something more? I don't know. Are we looking at? I mean, think of all the films and series: Dead Man Walking, The Walking Dead, I See Dead People. Drop Dead Fred. Would there be something that triggers all? I mean, that would be wild. It triggers those people who have made a certain completely non-informed choice. And Flash Forward, towards the end, they keep mentioning, oh, life's about choices, and you've got to make the right choice. Yeah, it's all about this. This series is mostly about Phase 2 and this collapse, and of course Phase 4, blackout, Seattle's there, all over the place, the Ferris wheel, the Space Needle, Toronto's there a few times as well. Yeah, I'll have to go through it all my notes. Yeah, in fact, I'll go through it very quickly right now. I've got these notes here. Okay, so you've got Raven River Hospital, and you've got Ravenwood from the Jericho series. The private contractors are called Jericho, and they were called Ravenwood. Yeah, in Jericho. So you've got this double going on there with Ravenwood and Jericho. Anyway, don't worry about that. You've got a giant clock scene on the suicide episode, ticker, tick-tock. Seattle appears with airplanes, Toronto, There's a wave after wave poster in Afghanistan, and you've got this Afghanistan refugees thing, because I told you refugees are going to be playing a big theme in future operations, maybe to start the Second American Civil War, Phase 5, refugees, immigrants. You will see this come up more and more. The girl who gets pregnant, she has a problem with the pregnancy, right? So you've got the sterilizing theme, mass collapse, syncope. There's a Better Angels episode, so you've got your messenger RNA, Angels messenger. The balloon is up at the beginning, that means war. Yeah, it's all about a big blackout. That's mentioned about 100 times. You got martial law. Kobe Bryant is mentioned, and of course he. Well, wasn't he the one that they said at the beginning? Oh, he died and he's buried at the Corona del Mar cemetery. Yeah, so you know, they pre-advertised that one. Then there's Blue Hand. Now I looked that up. It's Blue Hand is all over this, and when you've got blue hands, that symbolizes a lack of oxygen in the blood. You've got the graphene oxide stadium a few times, and the collapse there. They mentioned Dawn of a New Day, which is of course communism, Red Dawn. It's at the Angel Hospital, Angeles Hospital. The line, "It's already changed me." Yeah. They mentioned DVT, deep vein thrombosis, and low platelets. Wow. I mean, that's exactly what we've been hearing this year. Mr. No, played by John Cho, is to be killed with 3 shots to the chest, to the heart. 3 shots, get it? 3 shots to the heart. There's the CERN question, and they mention brain damage. Yeah, again, all these themes come up this year, all of them. I will do a compilation video of these clips from FlashForWArd, so we can build up a full picture anyway. There's no second series, although it was, like I said before, it was planned, clearly planned. The end of this series doesn't end, but like with the Jericho series, they cut them short when there's too much predictive programming. They just cut them short. So I don't know, this question about CERN triggering or 5G triggering something in the people who have made that certain choice recently, I don't know. I find it very interesting. Could there be a trigger effect? That'll be my next avenue of research. Yeah. Angels and demons, huh? Also at CERN. Collapse. At the end of that movie, yeah, this Ewan McGregor is collapsed. Actually, no, hold on, they're all collapsed on the floor, aren't they? Yes. At the end, when that thing goes off in the helicopter, doesn't it cause everyone to collapse? I don't know. I'll have to look at it again, but it's just more thoughts. I'm just putting thoughts out there, that's all.